Welcome to Love in VR. In a world where social anxiety is more common than ever, a world where technology is evolving faster than ever and it gets increasingly hard to find the love of your life, I introduce to you Love in VR, our show. This is a dating show where our task is to make you find the love of your life, with the only difference that we're talking about virtual reality. So what does society think about it? Would it be easier to find the love of your life if you were in the field of virtual reality? You might be struggling with social anxiety in the real world, but in the vast expanse of virtual reality, will you find solace? At least that's what we hope. Let's see what people think about dating in VR. First off, we start with interviewing people in virtual reality. Kick it off.
Do you have a lot of experience dating in VR?
Yeah, I have a lot.
No.
No, I'm not a complete fucking loser.
I have in the past, but I don't prefer it. I prefer real life over virtual.
Oh, seriously?
I just prefer it. It's easier.
So would you advise it to other people as well?
Oh yeah, it's the best experience, better than a real girl.
You're a complete loser if you date VR. Go outside now.
I don't really have a strong opinion on it.
I don't know, that's an iffy one. Like, you meet people in real life every day, but then there's also, like, in virtual reality, I've met a lot of cool people that live near me, and I've met, like, a good handful of people from VR chat.
Yeah, you think it's more effective to date in the real world?
It is.
Oh yeah, you don't have to get out of bed. You don't have to take care of it.
I guess it can. I guess it's just like a long distance relationship. And I guess they can kind of see each other, so it kind of helps.
My ex-fiance, I met him in VR chat and then in person.
Yeah, that's a cool story.
You had a fiance? Oh yeah, I could meet you.
Well, that was hella interesting. It seems like people have completely different views about it. Let's go now to the real life interviews. Let's go.
What is your name?
My name is Naomi.
Naomi. So, are you familiar with virtual reality? Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I know what VR is, yeah.
Do you have experiences in it?
No.
No, but you know what they are?
Yeah, I know what it is, but I've never tried it before.
Yes, okay. What do you think of the idea to get to know a person in virtual reality? Another avatar.
Oh, okay.
And spending time with that person, potentially go into the field of dating.
Okay, well, I think it's nice for some people, but I don't think it's something for me.
Okay.
Personally.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you're into gaming and into virtual reality, maybe that's a nice way to meet someone.
Can you maybe tell me why it's not for you? Is there a particular reason?
Well, I think the most important thing for me when I get to know someone is the way you look in reality. So your smile or the way you laugh or something. And I don't think you can see that in virtual reality. So.
Can I ask you for your name? Gust. Okay. Do you have experience in virtual reality?
I've got a little bit of experience. Like 3 years ago, a good friend of mine bought a VR reality glasses, and we did some games on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange, and I don't really like it because I'm getting disoriented, or how do I say that?
What do you think of the idea of getting to know a person in virtual reality? In the terms of dating, maybe?
A good question. It's kind of strange, I think. Yeah, because it's not in real life. Yeah, but maybe for some people who are shy or something like that, can be a good experience to try.
Would be more of a starting point, maybe, to get to know a person, then move on to the real world.
I think that's not for me, but I don't know.
Are you familiar with virtual reality in general?
Yes.
Yes? You had experiences with virtual reality? What kind of experiences?
One time our teacher brought these VR glasses or goggles, and you could play a game on it. And it's the first time I did it, but it was really nice.
What do you think of the idea of getting to know a person in virtual reality? Is that something that intrigues you, or that you would possibly try, maybe?
I think that could be cool, yes. Yeah, like it depends how it will be done. Because it's obviously different than like getting to know someone in real life. So yeah, but I think it's a cool idea.
Any other opinions on this side?
I think it would be cool, but in like a dating setting, it also really depends from like what the date is. And I think in VR it would be just a conversation, right? And in a dating scene, you would, well, it depends on what the date is, but you could really tell how a person reacts and acts on the things around them, and that also tells a lot about a person. So I think, yeah, I think it's less personal, the VR experience.
Welcome back to the studio, here with Mark, and now together we will dive into this really timely topic of dating in virtual reality and getting to know people in virtual reality among kids. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Thanks for being here.
Of course, happy to be here.
What are your initial thoughts when it comes to this overall topic?
Concern. It's mostly concern. I sit here speaking as a parent. I have three teenage boys that all have phones. They have Nintendo game things, whatever they're called, but they have huge, earphones, headsets, and play online. They also all have Oculus VR headsets. And like, I have nothing against doing things for fun. When I was their age, I watched movies for fun, but I also had to go out, meet people, talk to people, play outside with my friends. And what I see with my kids, that it's such an effort to have them play like in the real life outside with other kids. And I think social skills are things that need to be learned. And I just am scared that this whole generation is not learning the real social skills because of, the whole online world out there.
Yeah. So if I get it right, then you are also concerned about what spending a lot of time in virtual reality does long-term to your children, and if it has some sort of emotional effect on your children.
Yes, very much so. Like, why run the risk? I'm not an expert, I'm just a parent, but it is what I fear, and it's what I see, and it's so hard, because people will say, as a parent, you're responsible, can't you just say no to your kids? But there's so much social pressure on your kids to participate, to react, to meet with other kids that also go online, that it's almost impossible to say no. And I don't think it's healthy.
A lot of people would argue that you still have to have the same qualities when meeting a person online. You still have to interact with that person. You still have to be nice. If you're not nice, you might not be very famous or known in the virtual space. What do you have to say about that? Do you think that you can also learn social skills in the virtual field?
Again, I'm not an expert, but I know that there was a famous study called the 7% rule, which basically said that human communication was 7% the word, then 40% the way the word like how the word is spoken. That's also why emojis were invented, to indicate tone of like, I hate you, smiley face, that indicates tone. And more than 50% of human communication is meeting, the little twitches in people's eyes and faces. And online communication, of course, is also part of the future and needs to be learned. But I'm scared that this whole more than 50%, if not even more than 50%, is being lost. And they don't learn how to truly communicate in real life.
Yeah. Also connected to this topic is, of course, the whole thing about safety issues, safety concerns, especially with children that you have. Is that a thing that bothers you? I mean, not only when it comes to dating, but when it comes to meeting people that you don't really know.
Absolutely. That's a secondary concern, but also, of course, because online, if you meet people in real life, you immediately know, of course, people can still lie, but you know who you have standing in front of you. But online, people can cheat and steal and, pretend to be somebody that they're not. And that's a very valid second concern. So I'm, as a parent, and I'm sure I'm not the only one out there, I'm quite concerned.
Yeah. Okay. Mark, last question for today. So if you had the chance to meet somebody and build a digital virtual friendship with somebody, would you try it?
Oh, that's such an interesting, like, Yes, probably yes.
Yeah.
With all the criticisms that I have, it is a whole new world that's opening itself, but we have to learn how to, in a healthy way, deal with it. As long as we keep our eye and not dive in it 100%, 1 foot in the real world and 1 foot in the digital world will be okay.
Yeah, yeah. The balance, keeping the balance. Yeah,
yeah.
The golden middle.
Absolutely.
Well, Mark, thank you so much for the insights. It
Oh,
was
thank you for having me.
very eye-opening. I think also to everybody listening and watching, this might be very valuable information. Thank you for that and for your time.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks again. Remember, folks, in virtual reality, love might only be a headset away, but in the end, it's about the connection. So yeah, this was today's episode of Love in VR. Next week's episode, we're going to talk, and we have a first case study with 2 contestants. It's an experiment. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited. Hope you are too. And until then, see you.